Hello, I'm here with another podcast episode for you. I am wearing some crochet. I'm really happy with this. Not finished, and we've still got some ends. We've got sleeves to finish. I'll show you that in a minute. But I will let you know now. I have this garment, which is semi-finished. I have a knitted garment, which is semi-finished. I've actually blocked something, so I've got that to share with you. I have a new pattern release coming out, and I think that's it. Some incoming yarn, maybe. Yes, just a few things this week, but the garments are my main thing, and I'm chuffed. This has worked up really fast. This is the Cumulo sweater from Murat 1, the first issue, and it's on the cover, and I've loved this since I first saw it. Here's some more pictures for you. Isn't it lovely? I love the oversized sleeves. I'll chat to you about them in a moment. Is that the only picture? Yeah. So it's a very simple pattern. I mean, you can see I'm wearing it. It's basically a square with a gap for the sleeves, a little bit of shaping here, and a slight change I made. I added an extra 2 rows. So this is 2 panels sewn together across the shoulder here. I added an extra 2 rows to the back piece because I just like that. Even though it had the shaping, I just like it to come forward that tiny bit. I was going to tell you who it's by. It's by Liliana, I think it's Bucci Chimelco, and the original design is in Eden Cottage Yarns, a really lovely yarn. The Whitfell Chunky, which is 100% baby alpaca. I didn't have a yarn ball to show you the last time. I am working in Drops Andes, and it was just a more affordable option. I ordered this from Linda Hobby in Denmark, and if you haven't used Drops Andes before, it's a alpaca wool blend with 65% wool and 35% alpaca, and it's about 90 meters per 100 gram ball. It's got such a lovely squish to it. So are the sleeves. I've almost finished. I need to start a new ball, so I have stopped. I've been working on both sleeves together, and this one just needs another row and a half and it will be complete. So these just get sewn, I guess, sewn into a tube first, like so, and then just sewn in around here. So if I place it, can you see? We can almost pretend there that I am wearing a finished garment. Isn't it lovely? I'm going to freeze like that. This will be my cover for the channel, for the episode. Smile. Sorry, mucking about there. So yeah, I am really happy with this cabling. It took me a while to get used to. I'll try and pop a picture up because I was actually cabling wrong. This is why I can never ever pattern test for everybody. I was reading it wrongly, and I was working all of the cables on top and not realizing that to get this coming under, you actually have to work underneath the stitches you've just created. If you've ever tried crochet cables, you probably know what I'm talking about. I hadn't done any crochet cables for a long time, and I was reading the skip 4, and I was working into the correct stitches, but I was working like an S sort of shape. I'll pop a picture in, you'll see. The other issue I had was my stitches for the cabling weren't tall enough. The pattern suggests just to carry on doing trebles and working front post and back post trebles. And then for this bit, working front post double trebles. I'm actually on front post triple trebles for this. Otherwise, the whole thing was just pulling in too much for me. I don't know if that's an issue others have had or if that's just a me thing. The other thing, this is definitely a design choice. I have worked quite a lot fewer. Does that make sense? Quite a few less, I think is what I'm trying to say. Quite a few less stitches for the cuff. I do have skinny little wrists, so it's partly that. If I pop that on, it's a nice, for me, I wanted it to be snug. I did not want a load of air gushing up my sleeve, so that is nice. Which then meant the first time I tried it, I then increased, and I increased in the second row to take me up to the correct number for the sleeve, but I decided it was just too much, and I felt that all the extra weight down at the wrist might pull the whole thing and stretch it. So as you can see, mine is actually, if I come back, quite tapered. It should just be straight, although it would pinch in at the bottom because you've got a lot of, oh, I'm showing you the back, I'm sorry. Yeah, that is what the back of cables look like with crochet. Got a join in the middle there. That's what it looks like on the back. Interesting, huh? So yeah, I have changed the design slightly so that my sleeve is more shaped. And that was just a personal choice. I decided I didn't like it, and that is what I was going to do going forward. So to finish this, I've only got a few rows here, slightly more rows, I think it's 4 more rows on the other one. And that's because I was doing my own shaping as I was going, and I found it easier rather than writing down what I was doing, just to do it on that one, do it on that one, and I just switch between the two and then sew it up and it's done. So that I am really pleased with. It will have taken me 3 weeks, I think, and it did sit for a while I wasn't happy about the cables. It did sit on a bit of time out while I worked out exactly what I was going to do, to work out what I couldn't work out why my cables were going wrong. And yeah, suddenly I took it right back and I thought, let's ignore the written pattern. I kind of know what I'm doing with the stitch count. Let's ignore the written pattern, look at the photo, and yeah, I worked it out from the photo. Nothing to do with the pattern written up. The pattern is written up exactly right, and that was just me not reading behind instead of in front. Just a little word change does make a huge difference. So yeah, so I will stand up and let you see the rest of it. Here's where it finishes. It's got a nice front post, back post rib, the same as the cuff, and I've gone for a nice loose fitting boxy shape. You can see, I think now I'm further back, you can see the shaping around the neck. That's worked out really nicely. And yeah, I'm really happy with the fit. It would actually work quite well as just a layer without the sleeves, I think. I quite like that. Maybe just put some crab stitch or something around the sleeve to finish it. I think that would work. I was actually going to put crab stitch right around the neck, the neckline, but I don't think it needs it. I was worried that it would be more kind of like a boat neck. It's kind of hard in all the photos to see how it fits on the model because the model has long hair. And I, just from looking at it, I just thought that this would be maybe more like here. I guess you could change it. You could have it more open. If you wanted, you could have more of a boat neck shape. And my plan has been to crab stitch round and just make that slightly more defined. But I don't think it needs it. I think it finishes nicely around the neck, and I'm happy with it. So I cannot wait to start wearing this. I'm really, really happy with it. So I have another jumper to show you, this time a knitted one, and I will vanish for a moment, go and change and come back. And I'm back, and I'm wearing my little booster yoke, and it has one non-sleeve, but ta-da, one finished sleeve. And I have worked about 5 centimeters on the body. So this one I haven't showed you on since it was around here, and I'd split for, well, slightly lower. I'd split for the sleeves, and I had a wee try on then. I haven't tried it on again until today. I've worked the sleeve just nicely. What I did to work out the length was when I got down closer to the end, I popped it on top of a sweater that I'm really happy with the length on, and it was actually a knitted one. It was my sea glass sweater, so I put it on top because the neck finishes at the same place, and I just gently popped it on top of that, and worked out how many more centimeters to do on the sleeve and took it from there. I haven't actually dealt with the ends because today was the first try on day, and I might have had to frog, but no, look, I have added in this colour work in the pattern. The sleeves are just plain yellow, but I fancied, I'm going to stand up, I fancied just that wee touch of colour. So you can see I'm just over the bust. That's just a join. I don't really have a hole here, just a join. And yeah, another happy. So I finished this sleeve and I thought I had a ball left, maybe about this size, probably about 20 grams, maybe not even that, 15 grams. It's quite lightweight wool. And I thought I would do just a wee bit of the body before I began the next sleeve. Because my friend Sue always tells me, do the sleeves and then the body if you're working a top-down jumper. Because as you are working on it, and you've got to keep turning your work because you're working round and round. And if you've done the body, then it just becomes that bit heavier to lift and turn all the time. So do the sleeves first, Sue says. So I am going to stick with Sue's advice on that one. And I'll do, no, I've just done, I thought I'd get a better idea of the fit if I just worked a little more under the arms, because I knew I was going to try it on at this stage, and I thought if I've done a wee bit more, it will sit a bit better. And yeah, I think I've got the underarm just right. I know the sea glass sweater was my first top down knitted jumper, and I think I've got the underarm a little too low. It's a wee bit baggy under the arms, but on this one I think I've nailed it, and I'm chuffed with that. This will all even out with a bit of blocking. But yes, I like it. I really like it. And I finished with the ochre colour, and I did Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. Tutorials for that you can find online. I'm chuffed I can now do it without looking up the tutorials, so that's always a good step. I've got a wee stitch marker in so I know where I finished when I go to do the next one. Hey. You can see the back. So this is the little booster yoke. Here is Gudrun Johnson, the designer, wearing her version. So she goes under the name the Shetland Trader. I am using, from the same friend Sue, who recommends doing the sleeves first, this yellow ancient, I mean it's got a little, it's come off, but there was a bit of the info here with what it is, so I've no idea what it is. She had it passed on to her from somebody else. You can see it is a little grubby on the top, a bit dusty, same underneath, but it's not showing up on the jumper, and when it's washed, any imperfections will just wash out, so that's okay. I am knitting the main bit of the cardie on a 3mm cubics needle, and for the colour work I moved up to 3.5, so that's just a little neater. And then actually for the cuff I moved down to a 2.25, because if you've been following this podcast you'll know that I have a real problem with 2x2 ribbing on garments and getting it to actually cinch in and just going down a lot. So this is then a 3mm needle and this is a 2.25. I also pointed out that my knitting on DPNs is neater, and I think it begins about here. And I think it's actually not as noticeable as I thought, but it is slightly noticeable. This is yeah, you can see it about here. It starts slightly more noticeable, but that is neater than that. Not much in it, not as much in it as I thought. I don't know how well it's showing off on the camera. So I guess that does spur me on to get this finished. I'm on a spinny chair today. It's giving me energy. I'm in my son's bedroom, which was my craft room, so this wall is still mine. The other walls are his, and they are out today, so I sent a quick message, can I use your room? And I am in here today. Now I think I'm going to keep this on. I think I've said everything I was going to say about it. So the big yellow, that was passed on to me. My other colours were from a charity shop. So this one came just like that, and it probably came off a comb because that is much bigger than sort of this size of ball, which is more available in the shop. So I think this has been wound off a cone, and then I also have a cone I've wound off from it, a cone about this, with this colour, a smaller cone than the big yellow one, and then I added in 3 because the pattern is written actually just for 4 colours. I wanted 6, and I picked up these 2 in the Woolly Brew in Pittenweem, and this one was in my stash. I'm keeping it all in my Jane Bull Persian Tiles bag. So yes, I believe that is all I'm going to say about it. I think I'll keep this on because I think it will go with the cowl. I'm going to pull across and show you. I knew the crochet hook was going to fall. So this weekend I am launching my cornflower cowl as a standalone pattern. Here it is. I think it'll go nicely with this yellow. Yes, it will. Let me stand up and show you the cornflower cowl. Doesn't it sit nice with a semi-finished jumper? So this pattern I made quite a long time ago, and so far it's only been available on my website as part of the Winter Coorie collection, and which is 3 patterns. She says, holding up a bunch of fingers. 3 patterns. My Fields of Wheat beanie, this one, and my lyre socks. I'll try and pop a little image of that up here. And I just released those 3 together, and slowly over time I have released the other 2 patterns as standalone, and this is the last one to go as a standalone. Hey, when I finish this jumper, I'm going to wear this as a combo. I think it works quite well. Crochet and knit together. This is in baby alpaca. It's the King Cole baby alpaca DK. It is super duper soft. Really, really nice against the skin. And it uses 3 balls of the King Cole. And as you can see, it's a chainy, sort of feely, clustery type pattern. Once you've got the hang of it, it just works up nice and easily. It's worked in the round, and I think I used a 5.5mm hook, and it's quite loose and baggy. Definitely needs a good block to bring that out. So I am releasing this. Today is Thursday the 19th, I think. Does that sound right? And I am releasing it tomorrow with a discount, a 50% discount to everyone on my mailing list, and a 25% discount everywhere else. The discount, if you're watching on YouTube, will be cornflower, just cornflower. And sorry, I'm reaching for my cup of tea. And cornflower will give you 25% off on Ravelry and on my website. Don't know if I've said already, all the links will be down in the description. If you tap the little more ... you'll find all the information down there. And also now on my blog. I'm just popping it all in a slightly more readable form on my blog as well, for you to find it there. Anything else to say on that? Yeah, so if you do want to join my mailing list, send me a message. If you join, send me a message and I shall give you the 50% off code. You can contact me at martamitchelldesigns@gmail.com, or you can contact me on Instagram, where I am marta.mitchell.designs, and that's actually where I'm most active. If you're ever needing any pattern help, DM me on Instagram. You'll get the fastest response there, because I like hanging out on Instagram. And yeah, I think that's all. There will be I didn't actually drink the tea. I better drink it before I go and put that down. Today I am on just some rooibos tea with almond milk. Lovely. Yeah, I think I said everything about this. I have popped together a blog post that has all the info, and I will yeah, I should be able to link. I'm just thinking, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? I'm thinking, will this podcast come out before the pattern? Probably pattern then podcast. So I will be able to link to the blog post where you'll find out all about it, and there'll be links in that as well. So I think I'm going to keep my half-finished jumper on. It feels a little weird to have one warm arm and one slightly cool arm. It is definitely cooler today. We've had a few beautiful, beautiful days. I mean, it's still dry today and the sun is kind of there, but the last few days have just been sunny, 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 blue skies, beautiful weather. So that has been good. So here's the thing that I have blocked. I showed you last time a very crinkled printer ink scarf, and this is it blogged. Because if you saw the last episode, you'll remember just how, I'll see if I've got a photo of it that I can put up, just what a difference blocking makes. It sits, you can see the colour changes, you can see the stitches. It just really, really sits nicely. This one is a long scarf, so if I'm standing, I think it comes to about my knees. Yeah, if I'm standing up, it comes to my knees. So if I had a long coat on, I would maybe wear it long like that. What I tend to do is have it halfway around my neck like that, and then put that one round and that one round, and then it will sit to about my waistline, the hem of whatever top I have on. And then that just gives me more colour around my neck, which is how I like to wear it. Yes, I am happy with this. This is my own pattern. It's called Printer Ink Scarf. You can find it on my website and on Ravelry. And this is the second sample I've made. And for this one, I used the Zodiac colourway from C. McWheely. And I think it worked out really nicely. It just reminded me, the colours reminded me a little of the original colourway that I designed this in. And I thought it was about time I made another one, and I'm not disappointed. I really like it. So yeah, if you fancy one of those, it's great for using up Advent minis, whether that's like a whole complete set that you have. It needs 12 10 gram Advent, doesn't have to be Advent minis, 12 10 gram mini skeins. So they could just be in your stash, they could be little oddments you've got left over, whatever. And of course, if you've only got 10, it would just give you a slightly shorter scarf. That would work equally well. You know, it's long, so it would just take out a couple of repeats and you still have plenty of scarf. And then the border, my favourite type of border, I think it shows a bit, no, it does show up really well on this side. My favourite type of border is a linen stitch border, and I just went round it in a few of the different colours. So this end looks, got it all twisted. This end looks quite different to this end. And that's just the very nature of the scarf, and that's how I envision, that's a tricky word, the more I think about it, I can't say it, envisioned, oh, I don't know, I don't even know what I'm trying to say now, that's really weird. Do you know when you think of a word, you can't remember? How weird. So I've just spotted the other thing I was going to show you. I have been working quite a bit in my own yarn journal. This is something that I started right at the very start of 2023, and I've tried to keep it up. Oh no, the dog's decided to have a bit of a howl. I'm going to have to change location. So here I am. Here's my big baby. And he's going to be a wriggler. He's going to be a wriggler. There, you're off. Over. I'm going to put you on the sofa. There. Go, go, go. Right. I think he's just going to keep coming and jumping on me. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. He's woke it up. And we're all excited. Oh, and he's going to go behind. He has a buffalo horn in his mouth, if you're wondering what that is. One of his favourite things to chew on. So I was just starting to show you my yarn journal. And I'll show you a couple of entries for the projects I have shown you. Oh, I've just realised I've got another project that I didn't share. Right. Here we are. Yes, I'm going to show everyone. Here is my Little Booster Yoke page. And I've just added in some stickers. These ones were from John Arbon Textiles. This one I got from Sorry Me, and if I come right in, it's a really nice one. It's like washi tape, really, really super thin. And let's see, what else have I shared? So that's what made me go printer ink. So this is the page for the printer ink scarf. And this is what I didn't show you, my Rancher Shawl. So I'll go and fetch that as well. And it has a sad froggy, because I had to do a bit of frogging, which I did share in the last video. So my Cumulo sweater just has Cumulo penciled in, and that's as far as that one's got. And I've just realised the dog's making a terrible noise with that bone. Sorry, a lot of hopping around today. I did think, as I was concluding through in the other room, I did think, is that all I have on the go? It's not all I have on the go. Because inside my Kalakshik Ellen Harris tweed bag, I have this one. And you'll see a huge difference in this. A little bit pinged out there, but that is okay. Is it just that one stitch? I think it is. There. So this, I'm showing you the back. This is my progress so far on my Rancher Shawl, a pattern by Toni Lipsey. And I think today you can see the shape of it coming out. Last day I was just up to here, the end of the sort of winey colour. It's showing up a little lighter. It's very bright and sunny. After seeing through there that the sun's trying to come through, the sun has burst through in the last 10 minutes or so. So then I did some of this in the sort of variegated yarn, and then I added in that brighter colour. So my yarns, this one is from For the Love of Yarn, based in Glasgow. And these two, the other two, are Pigment and Ply. Spare bit yarn there. They're both from Pigment and Ply, a UK-based yarn dyer. And all of the yarn came from people having stash clear-outs, which is nice. And I'll show you. Here is what it's going to look like. Beautiful. So the pattern is by Toni Lipsey. It's called the Rancher Shawl. It's actually written for lots of mini skeins. I'm working mine in just those 3 colours, and I'm just going to mix between them. Sorry, I kind of tucked it away. I'm going to mix between them, and I'm just going to play around with the length of each colour. So the reddish colour here, I went quite short. I might even go shorter than that in some cases. Sometimes I'll make the fade between them really long. For example, here, I think I'm going to go and do quite a lot of just stripes between the reddish colour and the burgundy. I think I'm going to do a band maybe to about here before I actually switch to burgundy. Hello, you come to see the wool? Isn't it pretty? Isn't it pretty? Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for everyone who mentioned they liked the puppy outtakes on my last video. I'm glad they were fun. And I just have one last thing to show you in this video. Are you going to let me? Are you going to let me? Are you going to show off? You still thinking about going from there to the sideboard? You can't. You can't. It's too far. Can you move it? It's around it. He's slipping. You funny dog. So, some incoming. I forgot to show you this yarn in my last podcast. Not the Scottish Yarn Festival one, the one before that, my last regular one. This yarn I ordered from Linda Hobby, and I ordered it at the same time as I ordered the Drops Andes. And basically because if I ordered up to a certain point, I got a certain amount, I got the free shipping. So you want to go for that, right? And I've never seen this wool over here. You probably can get it over here. It's Kremke, and it's I just haven't seen it over in this country. So, sorry, I'm getting battled with over here. So this is partly recycled, which is why I was quite interested in it. Let me tell you what its components are. It's 65% wool and 25% acrylic, and then 10% nylon. But I do know that the acrylic component is the recycled bit. Let me just double check that. Oh no, it's 100% from Post Garment recycled textiles. So it's all those different elements. So some of the yarns that I've looked at that have been recycled have had, it's partly been new and partly been like recycled fleeces and things. This one is entirely recycled, which is interesting to know. It feels nice. I quite like the feel of it. And I've gone for 2 skeins of this charcoaly colour, and I'm going to make a winter hat for my husband. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. Pattern wise, I just thought that is his colour, that charcoaly, nice charcoaly colour. And this one it's about a DK weight, so it's 200 meters per 100 grams. So yeah, Kremke sole wool. Let me come in. You're gonna focus. Let's see. There you go. Yeah. So I'll let you know how I get on with that. And I believe that is all our news before the puppy starts to go walk time. He doesn't know that word yet, but I'm sure he will in a moment or two. So that's it. Progress on the jumpers, the cowl pattern coming out. I'm really pleased to be releasing that on its own as a standalone. And yeah, plans for the next few weeks. I think I'm going to finish that jumper first because it is so close to being finished. I will get that finished. I have the amigurumi lobster, which I shared maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago with you. That just needs a few little teeny little crocheted feet and things needing done. So I think I'm going to go back to that and get that finished. Because actually Laura, Gosling and Plum on Instagram, is hosting her organised October, which she has done every year since about 2018, something like that maybe. I think she had a year out, but it's something she organises every year. This year she's switched it over to an Instagram chat group. That's mainly where it's going to be hosted. And if you have any whips, it can be crochet, it could be knitting, it could be anything at all. It could be sewing, it could be DIY projects, anything. If you've got works in progress, shush, you're okay. You're welcome to come and join that. So that is Gosling and Plum on Instagram. Send her a wee message, say you want to join, and she will add you into the chat group over there, and we can just all encourage each other to finish things in October. So that is my plan, I think, from now until I get quite a lot of things finished. I am just going to carry on, finish things before I start new things. Promise. That is my promise to myself, and you guys can hold me accountable. So I hope you've enjoyed spending some time with me this afternoon. I'm just going to ignore that little bit of a whine. And I shall catch you all again real soon. Do send me a comment, say what you've been working on. And I'll leave it there. Bye.